In this video, we're going to create this colorful shell illustration in Procreate. We'll use my Mediterranean toolkit, which comes with brushes, a color palette, a video tutorial, and this demo file that we're going to use in Procreate. I'm Claire, I'm an illustrator based in Madrid, Spain. I'm surrounded by the bright colors and the charming everyday details that make this place so inspiring. This toolkit is my way of helping you capture that same atmosphere in your own illustrations. You don't need these specific brushes to follow along, they simply make the process a little bit easier and they give you more options. For this mini project, we're going to use 4 brushes from the brush pack, and I'm going to show you how the brushes work, how they layer together, and how you can use just a few of them to create a finished Mediterranean-inspired artwork. So let's get started with making our shell. And here you can see in the layers you have a brushes test layer, and we can use that to start with. Firstly, this tile fill is a really simple, smooth brush that you can use for simply any kind of shape and just a smooth finished look. This works really well in combination with textures on top, so that's what we're going to use. Every layer that is locked is just a template, so make sure to start drawing on a new layer on top of the background. And I'm going to use this lightest pink to just simply trace the lines of our shell. And we're going to set that layer to alpha lock. And we're going to add some shading to this with this limestone wash. This is a great texture to use for a more organic look. And we're going to use that on top of the shell with our pink color, the middle tone. And this creates this really subtle shaded effect, but because of that texture in this brush, you get this more organic feel to it. We're also going to add those lines in the shell. Let's use white for this. I'm going back to the tile fill, so that second brush in the tab. And also for a little bit more texture, we're also going to add some dots in the shell as well. And we can use our other pink for this as well, the middle tone. So this dry fresco brush, this has a slightly drier texture and it works really well as like a finishing liner on top of shapes. So we can use that here. We can use that to add some more contrasting lines on top of the shell. Let's create a new layer on top. And then let's set that to a clipping mask. And now we can still create in the borders of our shell, but by doing this on a separate layer, we can still make changes if we want to. A lot of Mediterranean-inspired design is all about the charm and color and less about perfection. So letting those like organic lines, those organic textures shine is really important. So this dry fresco brush is really ideal for that. And lastly, let's use a stamp brush. So this Sunny Waves one. As you can see, when you tap, you create a stamp. And by tapping multiple times, you can create a pattern really easily. So we're going to use this for a background. You can create a new layer on top. And then I think a light blue would look nice for this. And this grid in the background will help you to know where to place your stamp, so that will make it easier. So here you can see, just tap in the gray squares, more or less, and now you have a pattern that consists of evenly spaced waves. We only used a selection of the brushes in this tutorial, but I hope that it inspired you and gave you an idea of how you can use these liners, textures and stamps in your own designs. I use these brushes regularly in my own projects, and I explore you to also find the brushes that work for you and for your style. You can explore the other brushes using the template and the tutorials in the brush guide. If you'd like to explore this theme further, you can check out my Mediterranean course on Skillshare. And if you create something using this brush pack, I would love to see it. So feel free to share your process and tag me so I can celebrate your work.